We are going to be breaking down every single first round matchup and doing our full playoff predictions here today in this video. Hope you guys enjoy. Make sure to like and subscribe. Go into the description to submit your video idea, and let's get into it. Right off the bat, though, as you can see, play-in tournament's still going on. I am actually recording this video during the Charlotte Hornets game, and you guys can see why I might be doing that. But we're going to be checking it out, seeing what we think. And yeah, let's get right into it. First off, we're going to have the Thunder versus either the Phoenix Suns or the Golden State Warriors. Who do I think will win that game? Suns are home. I don't know. I'm kind of leaning the Warriors though, which kind of sucks for the Suns because they were the 7th seed basically all season long, got up to 6 for a little bit, and now they might not even make the playoffs. They're in that situation. Me personally, I don't think the play-in tournament should have the 10 seed in it. I also don't think it should have the 7 seed in it. It just doesn't make sense. They were both teams pretty comfortably out of the picture and pretty comfortably into the picture, just my opinion. But you know, it's just how the way is. First round though, Thunder, in this case Warriors. I think it's either way. In my opinion, this is going to be Thunder in 4. I think the Suns definitely have a better chance to take a game off the Thunder like they did in real life early on this season when they were on such their hot streak. But I'm going to say Thunder in 4 against the Warriors, Thunder in 5 against the Phoenix Suns. Thunder are going to have everyone healthy at this point. J-Dub has been able to get hopefully back to where he was from before. Same thing with Alex Caruso, Isaiah Hartenstein. This team should be fully healthy come playoff time, which should be scary for basically the whole league, at least the Western Conference and either the Rockets, Lakers as well. Second round, it's going to be Lakers versus Rockets. No Austin Reeves, no Luka Doncic for at least the first 4 games, I'm pretty sure. After that, let me check real quick. The idea is that they might be out for the whole series, but I thought I saw the report that the Rockets could be preparing for Austin Reeves or Luka Doncic to be back potentially around Game 5 or Game 6. Unfortunately for the Lakers, it probably really doesn't get down to that point. I know Kevin Durant is going to be hurt for Game 1, so that could be one the Lakers can steal, especially at home, if he doesn't play, which is still up in the air. I'm still going to go Rockets in 5. I am, and it really sucks because I don't think this Rockets team deserves to be, or at least have a win in the first round. In my opinion, they just didn't put together a really successful season. Really stuff didn't mesh as well as we thought it would with KD being there. A lot of that does fall on the shoulders of Fred VanVleet being out for the whole entire season. But yeah, they get a really lucky draw right here in the Los Angeles Lakers. I think Lakers kind of screwed in any scenario because if they get up to the 3 line, you're facing the Timberwolves, you're probably getting knocked out by Ant as well. They get maybe an easier matchup here in the Rockets. I could see it go 6. I really could. Especially if Kevin Durant is out for Game 1. But, I mean, you're missing, arguably, your top 2 players. I mean, I would still put LeBron above Austin Reeves, but you're missing 2 out of your 3 top players right now. And that's not going to cut it in an NBA playoff series, especially LeBron at 41 years old. I don't think this Rockets team's good. I don't know if they take a game off the Thunder, but they should beat the Lakers in round 1. Next up, we're going to have the Nuggets and the Minnesota Timberwolves. We know historically these matchups have gone down to the wire. Now, the Timberwolves this year, not as strong as they've been in the past. They have dealt with some injuries, especially with Anthony Edwards. And overall, you know, just not the same team we've seen maybe the last 2 or 3 seasons when we thought they had real aspirations of making a push in the playoffs. And I just don't really see that 100% right now. The Nuggets started off the season very rocky. As of recent, though, they've been playing like probably the best team in the NBA. I don't really know who you could throw ahead of them. So for that reason, I'm going to go with the Nuggets in this series. Now, I don't think it's going to be a sweep. I wouldn't be too surprised if it goes 5, but if it's a scenario where it's 3-2 and the Timberwolves are on their home court, I don't know if I'm going to have the Nuggets drop the Timberwolves off in 6, especially on their home court. I'm going to reluctantly go 7. We've seen the Nuggets have up and down moments throughout the season. Historical stats say no matter how you end the season, it doesn't directly translate to the playoffs, which might not make 100% sense. But if you end a season on, let's say, a 10-game winning streak, it's not historically shown for you to be the hottest team come playoff time. Now, is it mindset-wise? Nuggets, we have been one of the best teams, if not the best team in the NBA recently. We can go out and beat this Timberwolves team in 5, potentially. But I think the Timberwolves are going to have the ammunition with Anthony Edwards to take the Nuggets potentially to 7. I think it's going 5 or 7, one of the two. Next up, we're going to have Spurs versus Portland Trail Blazers. This is going to be the Spurs for me. If I'm not mistaken, Wemby was out both games against Minnesota or against Portland. Call me crazy. I think we're going to see a sweep here. I'm saying call me crazy because this is a really young Spurs team, inexperienced Spurs team. But we're going to see fully healthy Wemby. They rested him at the very end of the season. Now, did they put the Nuggets on the 3 line that they have to see them in the second round now? Yes, but Wemby's fully healthy, so I don't know which way we want to go with that one. Stephon Castle had an injury near the end of this season. Looks good. No, he looks good. He looked all right against the Nuggets last game. Hopefully he's fully healthy for that. This series against the Portland Trail Blazers, gets to play against his former teammate Donovan Clingan at UConn. But yeah, the reason I'm going Spurs though, their shooting has just been not out of this world, but it's really blown my mind this season. It really has. The paint touches that they get from Stephon Castle, from De'Aaron Fox, from Victor Wembanyama just create so many open shots for guys like Julian Champagnie, guys like Devin Vassell. They have a really good formula to make a push in this year's playoffs. They destroyed OKC in the regular season. Now, they did have some issues against the Denver Nuggets, which could be a topic of discussion come round 2. But the way they get their open shots and how Wemby could just dominate a game by himself on both sides of the ball, it's really tough to stop this team. It really is. You could argue maybe they don't hit as many shots, come playoff time. If you go cold, you're going to have to find different ways to win. I think they have the different magnitude of ways to win, whether it's defeating a team by the 3-point shot, whether it's getting to the free throw line like Stephon Castle has done as one of the best in the NBA, like De'Aaron Fox can do. Now, I've had a bit of a problem with De'Aaron Fox this season because I really felt like he's settled in terms of his game. This is someone in my mind who can get to the rim anytime he wants. He's one of the most crafty players in the NBA, one of the best downhill players in the NBA, and he really settled for long mid-range jump shots, maybe some threes he probably shouldn't have took at the end of quarters. If De'Aaron Fox flips a switch come playoff time, this Spurs team can win a championship. I think a lot is riding on his shoulders. I think Stephon Castle probably the better player than him come regular season. You're a vet, though. You need to step up. If the Spurs want a chance to win the championship, it falls on the vet's shoulders, and that's going to be De'Aaron Fox. Give me Spurs in 4, though. I think I'm pretty confident them over the Portland Trail Blazers. Next up, we have Pistons versus, like we saw before, probably the Orlando Magic. I'm going to go Pistons here. Now, I'm sort of interested. I don't think this is going to be a sweep. I don't, because I think back last year, the Orlando Magic took a game off the Boston Celtics, and my personal opinion, I think that Celtics team is probably slightly better than this year's Pistons team. I'm going to go Pistons in 6. I'm going to go Pistons in 6. I stopped watching the Hornets game early. I mean, I guess we could check again. Did the Hornets make they do anything of note, anything notable? Nah, they're still down 25. I stopped watching the game early. I thought I saw enough from the Orlando Magic. Really bounced back from their first game against the Sixers, where they just didn't look complete. I'm going to go Pistons in 6. I think they're going to have enough ammunition offensively to take down what the Orlando Magic are going to try to do. Cade Cunningham, his second year in the playoffs, he has more experience. I think we're going to see it in action against the Orlando Magic. He's going to be comfortable. He's going to get to his spot like he does, like the best of them in the NBA. I've said it before. I think really the swing for the Detroit Pistons when it comes playoff time is going to be if they can hit the 3-point shot. Ron Holland, not been someone you could be too trustworthy with. Asar Thompson won't shoot them. Tobias Harris is going to be a big key this year in the playoffs. He is, because he's one of their best options from the 3-point line. Same thing with Duncan Robinson. We've seen moments in the playoffs where he's rose to the occasion. We've also seen moments in the playoffs where he's sort of just fizzled out. He's going to have to play big time for the Pistons, because if they're going to win, or if they're going to get out of the second round, I'd say, it's going to have to come in the hands of not just Cade Cunningham, but the other guys too. He's not going to be able to beat a team like, I'm going to say, the Cavs in the second round if he's really the only offensive engine. That's just my opinion. Second round, though, we're going to have Cavs versus the Toronto Raptors. I'm going to go with Cavs in 5 games. I don't think this is a bad Raptors team, but during the regular season, they have just shown they beat the really bad teams and they lose to the good teams in the NBA. So not much makes me think that they're going to be able to beat the Cavaliers in round 1. I think that they have a solid foundation of what they want to build for the future. I don't think Emmanuel Quickley is their long-term point guard. I thought Brandon Ingram has been one of the most underrated players in the league for a couple of years now. Same thing with Scotty Barnes. I think you can build a team with those two guys being on them. Now, are they going to have Emmanuel quickly? No, they're going to have to look, I think, somewhere in the draft. I really thought they should have, obviously not tanked the season. I really wish they would have maybe ended up in a situation where they could have got a Darius Acuff, a Darren Peterson to run point guard for them. But, they're a playoff team right now, so you're going to get more experience. You're going to get gel time for guys like Scotty Barnes and Brandon Ingram who you want to build around long term. So, yeah, I don't think they're going to be the Cavs. I don't know if this is going to be particularly competitive. I think the Cavs should get this pretty easily done. But I could see something happen for sure. I could see the Toronto Raptors potentially doing something in this round one game. Next up, we have Knicks versus Hawks. I saw Trae Young tweet that something around this game. He realizes that he's no longer on this team, right? And all the things that he says lands on Jalen Johnson and Nickeil Alexander-Walker's shoulders. CJ McCollum as well. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'm going to go Knicks in this one. I'm going to go Knicks in 6. I'm making sure. Did I do all chalk so far? Technically not. Technically, I did pick the Rockets over the Lakers, even though they're probably favorites. Knicks in 6, though, over the Atlanta Hawks. I think this is going to be a pretty big sign, this series, on how we could see this team down the line. I think it will be. You look at their playoff series in the past. They struggled against the Indiana Pacers. That was really tough to see. After game 1, just felt like all the energy was sucked out of that team. It did, and you really just didn't have the feeling that that was an NBA Finals team after that. And even before, you think about maybe the Miami Heat. They just didn't really play up to the physicality. I think if we see a locked-in Knicks team, if we see a team that plays physical, also hits their open three-point jump shots, but does play through Karl Anthony Towns, through Jalen Brunson, OG Anunoby, Josh Hart are able to make positive contributions as well, I think this team could beat the Celtics in the second round. I really do. I really don't think the Hawks have a big chance in this one. I don't really trust CJ McCollum come playoff time. Jalen Johnson, this is going to be our first look at him. It's going to be a first look at Nickeil Alexander-Walker at a large level come playoff time. He's been obviously more of a supporting piece with the Minnesota Timberwolves. Same thing with Jalen Johnson with the Hawks. So big telling stuff we're going to see with the Hawks. I like the way this team's built. I think you can build around Jalen Johnson. I think they're going to give the Knicks a couple of good games, though. We'll see what happens. Lastly, we're going to have the Celtics and the 76ers. No Joel Embiid, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, with the Celtics perimeter defenders, they have Jaylen Brown, who's going to be up to the task. They have Jordan Walsh, who we know is going to be up to the task. Hugo Gonzalez, who's going to be up to the task. Realistically, what's happening outside of Tyrese Maxey? Is VJ Edgecombe going to give you a game? And I know Tyrese Maxey is good enough to obviously take over a game. I'm going Celtics in 4, though. I am. I don't think it's going to be a particularly close series, even though two big rivals. Next up, we have Thunder Rockets. Like I said before, I don't see it with the Rockets right now. I don't see it at all. I think they get lucky out of the first round against the Los Angeles Lakers. After that, this Thunder team is just way too good, way too experienced for me to even think about the Rockets taking a game over them. Just not something I see. Don't even know if I want to talk about that series. Next up, though, we have potentially the series of the playoffs. It's going to be the Denver Nuggets and the San Antonio Spurs. Now, I am a Spurs supporter. I am. Stephon Castle, obviously former UConn basketball player, has been my favorite player in the NBA these last 2 seasons. I'm a bit iffy though on this matchup. The Nuggets have played better. They've been better than the Spurs last couple weeks. To add to that, they've beat the Spurs in the regular season. I think it was either 2-0 or 2-1. I'm pretty sure it was 2-0. One of those games, mind you, without Victor Wembanyama. But with Victor Wembanyama, Jokic proved to still be the same guy, even with the alien guarding him. I really want to go the Spurs in this series. I think either way, I'm probably going to say 7 games. I'm going to go with the Denver Nuggets, though. I think the Spurs can win the series. I think at their best, they're not better. Actually, no, I would say at their best, they are better than the Denver Nuggets team. What are we going to see come playoff time, though? Because if we get games where we have inefficient shooting nights from De'Aaron Fox, which there has been in the past, what happens after that? If Stephon Castle can't hit an open 3, what happens if they're able to play off of him? what happens? What happens? Because it takes a lot out of that Spurs offense if it's just Victor Wembanyama and you're not able to hit your open shots. Julian Champagnie, Devin Vassell, who have been trustworthy over the season, Harrison Barnes as well, but it takes a lot. I think we're going to see big minutes from Carter Bryant this series, because defense is going to matter against this Denver Nuggets team. I'm also interested to see what Dylan Harper does too. If De'Aaron Fox is going to struggle from the field, what can Dylan Harper bring as well? I just think this Nuggets team, they've played so well recently. Jamal Murray has looked great throughout the whole season. Peyton Watson has had spurts, especially to begin the season. We'll see if he can pick it up come playoff time as well. Give me the Nuggets in 7, which really hurts me to say because, obviously, like I said, Spurs fan. But I have to go the Nuggets over the Spurs in this one. Next up, the Detroit Pistons versus the Cleveland Cavaliers. I know I kind of tiptoed around it earlier. I'm going to go the Cavs in this game. I'm going to go Cavs in 6. The playoff hardened theory, the choking playoff hardened theory, I think has been used so much where we kind of just like forget it exists. To me, I don't think that's going to be the huge narrative in this series. I don't. This is Donovan Mitchell's first conference finals, by the way, if he does get past the Detroit Pistons. I think that the Cavs, fully healthy, if we see good production offensively from Evan Mobley and Jarrett Allen, which might be a lot to ask come playoff time because they really haven't shown that, I think they can beat the Detroit Pistons because they rely a lot on the pick and roll with Jalen Duren, with Isaiah Stewart. Evan Mobley and Jarrett Allen guarding in space is something that really doesn't concern me. Now, Cade Cunningham, one of the best players in the NBA, but that's a lot better than basically any other big trying to play drop coverage against a guy like Cade, or even just switching on the perimeter. So I like their chance come that. And again, Duncan Robinson has been wishy-washy come playoff time at times. And you're not going to expect an open 3 from Ron Hollins. You're really not expecting an open 3 from Asar Thompson. So there's a lot to think about that way. Again, I don't really know if I think this Cavs team is built for an NBA Finals run. I think they do get a solid draw, though, with the Pistons in round 2. Now, I've been a big Pistons guy throughout the whole season, but I like this matchup for the Cavs in round 2. Next up, we're going to have the Knicks and the Boston Celtics. We saw these teams play recently, and I think the Celtics did end up winning. The Knicks ended up winning. Solid game, though, and I think that, it was this one, April 9th. I think that a lot conversation is going to be on Jason Tatum because all things considered, this man came off of a torn Achilles, came back and still played at all-star level. Now has been playing at Jason Tatum All-NBA MVP candidate level. No, he hasn't. And this is actually a game where he took on the responsibilities of the number 1 option. The Celtics team's not as good as last year, I think, in terms of no longer having, obviously, Kristaps Porzingis, not your biggest loss. I would say probably more Drew Holiday in that sense. But they've had a lot of guys step up for them. Baylor Shireman has given them great minutes down the stretch of this season. Nikola Vucevic hopefully can replicate some Kristaps Porzingis. Jordan Walsh, great. Neemias Queta has been amazing. He should be in way more most improved talks. Haven't seen too much of that. I'm going to go Celtics in this one. I think I'm going to go Celtics in 7. We've seen the Knicks blunder a Game 7 before. Pacers 2 years ago, unfortunately. But I think the Celtics team is good enough, especially with Jason Tatum fully healthy, with all their, not new acquisitions, but guys who have stepped up and who are playing real playoff minutes. A lot of me thinks that the Celtics team can make a run. They do. Joe Mazzulla is the best coach in the NBA as well. So there's that. Next up, we have Thunder versus Nuggets, a series we saw last year in which the Nuggets really should have probably won. They should have won. They blew it. But we have Thunder Nuggets. I was preseason by the way. I had the Nuggets over the Thunder in the conference finals to go to the NBA Finals. Now, a lot has obviously changed since preseason. One, the Nuggets have not looked as good as what I thought they were going to. And the Thunder sort of, at least in the beginning of the season, exceeded my expectations. Again, this is a Thunder team that is extremely experienced, who has gone through this cycle before, and they've dominated. Now, they did struggle a little bit against maybe teams like the Nuggets. They struggled a little bit against, who did they play in the conference finals last year? I think it was they played the Nuggets. They played the Timberwolves, but they struggled obviously a lot more against the Nuggets. This is one that could for sure go either way. It is. I think I'm going to say Thunder in 6 games, though. I'm going to go Thunder in 6. We had them sweeping the first 2 rounds. I'm having them in 6 over the Denver Nuggets. I think the loss of Michael Porter Jr., while he wasn't great in the playoffs last year, which is one of the biggest reasons why they moved him, Cam Johnson has not been the player they expected. Now, has he been better lately? Yes, he has been better lately. But the defensive coverages that I think the Nuggets are, or that I think the Thunder are going to be able to throw on the Nuggets, perimeter defensively, is it going to be Cason Wallace on Jamal Murray for the majority of the series? Is it going to be Lou Dort? Either sounds good to me. I think Lou Dort might actually, I don't know if he's going to get played out of the playoffs, but he did not have a good regular season. But the defensive coverages they can throw at Jokic, it could be a body in Isaiah Hartenstein. It could be a roamer in Chet Holmgren. And it could be a shorter but active defensive guard in Alex Caruso. And while Jokic did have a solid series, the Nuggets, they lost that series. They did. I'm going to go Nuggets in 6. Or I'm going to go Thunder in 6. And have them return to the NBA Finals. And I think I'm going to have them play against the Boston Celtics, who 4, 5, 6. I'm gonna go like the Nuggets. I'm gonna go Celtics in 6 over the Cleveland Cavaliers. Boston Celtics in the NBA Finals. The Cleveland Cavaliers, it's a good team. I don't think they match up to what the Boston Celtics can bring on a night-to-night basis, especially with Jason Tatum back in the fold. I'm going to go the Boston Celtics. Thunder, Celtics, 2026 NBA Finals. 45% of people have this as the finals matchup. I wonder what's the highest. I mean, this probably is the highest. If it's 45%, there's no way there's going to be a matchup higher than 45%. That's not this. But we have Thunder versus Celtics. We've seen these teams play in the past. Just looking at their past matchups this year. 2 matchups. First matchup, March 25th. Celtics did defeat the Thunder. Thunder were a bit short-handed, though. Actually, no, that's not the game I'm talking about then. There was a game. Was it the other game? I remember there was a game where the Thunder, I thought, were a bit short-handed. It looks like it was this one. Because this one was without Jalen Williams. I guess the first one was with Jalen Williams, which impressive win by the Celtics, by the way. I really love this Celtics team, and I think they've been through a lot of adversity this season, and they've really prevailed. Now, I know there's the 40-20 win rule, that the Celtics didn't hit 40 wins before they hit 20 losses, which is maybe a bit telling. I really think the series can go either way. I'm going to go Thunder, though. I'm going to go Thunder in 7 games. This would be a beautiful series, by the way. I think we'd see great basketball being played throughout. Unfortunately, I'm having the Thunder go back-to-back. I am. Which hasn't been done in a very long time, but we also haven't seen teams retain as much as the OKC Thunder. We haven't seen a team as young as the OKC Thunder to win a championship, really, since the last back-to-back, which was Warriors 2018. So there's not a lot of back-to-back champs, but if there was one, it's going to be a team that has retention and that also has the youth as well. Total score, last game, 212? I don't know, just throwing something out there. Give me the Thunder over the Boston Celtics. Now, my dream matchup is probably going to be Spurs versus Knicks, because imagine how that energy is going to be in New York. But what I would say, though, Thunder versus Celtics. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to like and subscribe. Go into the description to submit your video idea. Tell me who you guys think is going to win who's going to win the NBA playoffs. Also, make sure to give me your NBA playoff hot takes, because I am going to react to them if there's enough. I don't know how many is there so far, so we're going to see. Hope you guys enjoyed. See you guys next time. Peace.